Just because you have intent does not mean that you're ready to buy. I search for things all the time, doesn't mean I'm looking for that technology.
I think intent data oftentimes gets confused with, fixing all of your targeting issues. You still have to know what to do with that intent data. So over at LaunchDarkly, are you using intent data right now, and how are you using it?
Yeah, we use intent data. We get intent data from a couple different sources. Obviously, we use metadata to help us with this because you guys do a great job. But we use
no pitch slapping.
Isn't this a pitch slap? The whole thing. But we use some different intent sources like G2 when people are looking at us versus some other competitors to solve a feature flagging, the product that we offer, solution. And that really helps us because we can pipe that into who's interested, and then we can, those are typically smaller audiences, and so the tactics that we just talked about and strategies, we can use those to get those people to be top of mind when they're, when they go to a search program and type in, I want to buy this. So yeah, we use quite a few of them, and they really help because we can move really fast with them because we know what their awareness level is. So they're pretty good.
Hana, what about you? Are you using intent data sources right now at MadKudu?
We do, but what I'll say is that we prefer to think of everything in terms of proximity to revenue. So if we can kind of think of that as like a sphere, we're going to focus on first party intent for sure, always. Like anytime we can see that, first of all, there's hand raisers, right? Like these are the people that absolutely get the first, all of the attention. And then we can go to the next layer out, which might be just engagement, right? We have inbound leads, they're showing some sort of engagement. And then we can move out to like anonymous website visitors. So we're trying to leverage as much as we can that we have just knowing who they are, what they're doing on our website, what they're doing in our product, those statistically relevant activities that are 100% going to contribute to them moving forward in the funnel, because that's where we want to spend the most of our energy. It's more of a sure bet than leveraging that outer layer of intent, which could mean a lot of different things. Just because you have intent does not mean that you're ready to buy. I search for things all the time, doesn't mean I'm looking for that technology or that I'm looking to move places or go on a vacation or whatever it may be. So we try to, when we're using intent, we always try to tie it to those inner, spheres instead of just solely relying on intent. And I would say too, as much as you can, leverage things like what technology are they using, or are they hiring? So like those kinds of intent pieces of intent are a little bit more indicative to us, at least, and in knowing when a company is going to scale, knowing when a company is going to invest in more technology, because that might mean that they have budget. That might mean that their headcount is indicating growth, and we have an opportunity to be a part of that growth. So that's kind of how we view intent. And I think there's definitely something to be said about the intent data industry and some of the false narratives around just like a lot of it is just sort of made up, honestly. But if you compare it with those inner circles of this is legit data, this is how people are engaging, that's when it can become powerful.
So I agreed with everything that you said, except the vacation part, because I constantly look at vacations I shouldn't be looking at. Sidney, what about you? How are you using intent data for your clients?
A couple of different ways. It really depends on, the client's tech stack and what they already invested in or have planned to invest in. We definitely don't push anything like that. Intent in general, I would say it's kind of like a nice to have, and it's 100% not a need to have. We have a ton of clients that have no intent solutions, no intent integrations, and they're still getting amazing results. So there's just a PSA for everybody out there who's not.
I agree with it. I wish more people understood that too.
So, but we do, I would say, how I like to use intent is when we're looking to go into new audiences and we don't want to maybe take the wide approach, we can push some of those audiences of intent data in if a customer has that. The reason why we don't like lean into it too much, like if they have the tech, we're going to use it. Of course, I want to upbid on Google Ads if you're in a predictive model segment. Why wouldn't you want to do that? Right.